Hi, everybody. I just wanted to give you a little update before this episode starts. I've had this one sitting in the can for a little bit, just kind of waiting for the right time to release it. And I guess this is the right time, mostly because I didn't really have anything else to release. So this one's a really fun one. I had a lot of fun recording it and listening back as I edited and everything like that. And I just wanted to give you guys a little update on where I'm at. Mostly because I finally have a show to plug. I put together a show with New York comedian Liz Mealy. She's one of my favorites. Been following her career for a long time, and I reached out to her and convinced her to come down to Lancaster to do a show in the Lizard Lounge with a couple extra local comedians. Audrey Marsh is going to be featuring. I'm going to be doing about 10 to open, and Jared McCauley is going to be your host for the evening. So if you'd like to get tickets to that, you can check out chameleonclub.net or lizmealy.com. Again, that's April 5th, and I'll be promoting online pretty heavily in the coming month, so just keep your eyes out for that, and I hope to see you there. Secondly, as some of you may know, I am currently unemployed. The company I've been working at for the past 8+ years surprised me on Valentine's Day with an indefinite layoff. Not the kind of laid I was looking for on Valentine's Day, but I guess you gotta take what you get, right? Hack jokes aside, I've gotten some offers to monetize this podcast. Just some advertisers reached out and said, look, it would be. They think I would be a good fit for some of the plugs and spots that they want to throw on podcasts, and just generate some extra cash for me. Unfortunately, I don't think 12 listeners is going to do it. So, that being said, please tell your friends about this. If you know someone who likes podcasts and who would like the mix of silly and serious that I get into on here with my guests, please, send them a link to an episode they might like, or, just send them my way. Hopefully, we can build a little bit of a listener base, and I can make a few extra bucks doing this thing that I just started doing because I decided to start doing it. And aside from that, April 5th, again, at the Chameleon Club. Doors are going to open at 6:30. The show's going to be at 7:30. It might run about 2 hours, so, we'll have you out of there by 9:30 on a Sunday night. That's not too bad. Check me out on social media, chameleonclub.net, lizmealy.com. We'll get some tickets. We'll come out and have some laughs. And enjoy the episode.
Can we do ASMR?
I don't know.
Does this?
It's not really picking up. Yeah. No, actually, the mic, the recorder that I have for here's the ASMR that I like.
That's disgusting. Saliva's.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this earlier. You have a weird thing about saliva.
I do.
No, I have a good ASMR mic over there, actually, because they don't use mics like these. They don't use dynamic mics. They'll use like XY mics. So it's like I have my little field recorder.
Yeah, and I keep hearing like I should listen to ASMR with headphones.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I had been just playing it on my phone.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, you have to
over myself, and I'm like, oh, I love the sound of the scratching of the mic. And then I put on headphones and I see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like they scratch this side, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
My right ear loves that.
And I'm very sensitive, like aurally. I'm very sensitive, like to auditory things. So like one of like my ex-girlfriend used to like play with my ears a lot, and that's like the ears are my erogenous zone, you know.
Okay.
But no, like I'll get to the point where it's like I will like jump and like flinch if there's something like in my right ear, like it feels like someone like pokes me in the kidney or like gives me like a kidney shot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. I've heard that's a symptom of hearing loss, which isn't great. That's not
Oddly, I am hearing impaired in this year.
Oh really?
I am
Okay.
from all my years on drumline.
Nice.
And
Drumline.
lots of concerts.
Lots of
Country
line dancing.
That's
Was
a
that
lie.
just
I've
from the
never country line danced in my life.
I just made Lee listen to or watch Jessa Reed's This Is Not Happening Meth P. I think that I'm glad you liked it. Listeners, by the way, if you don't know who Jessa Reed is, I'm gonna do a little shout out, even though I doubt she knows who my name is.
I never.
I've also had a little bit to drink today, so just keep
drunk,
that. Yeah, I wouldn't say drunk.
I say
but,
I'm sobering up now.
Yeah, which is good. I ate an entire
about 20
pizza,
minutes.
so that'll sober you up real quick. No, I mean, if you're not familiar with Jessa Reed, first of all, check out This Is Not Happening on just YouTube it. Jessa Reed, This Is Not Happening. One of the greatest just personal stories ever.
I hate to like looking at her. I felt such dissonance for her story.
Really?
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful
oh yeah,
woman.
You definitely
You look at her, you're
yeah.
like, there's no way this woman was addicted to meth for 6 years. There's no way. But she's yeah. It was pretty phenomenal on multiple levels.
And like I said, I was on a show with her one time, and I gotta say, it's probably still the best night I've ever had on stage. Like as far as my jokes landing, and there was like no one in the audience. I mean, she brought some people with her, but
was that here in Philly?
Yeah, it was at Victoria Freehouse back when I used to get booked on shows. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Human Interaction Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Hambone Hambleton. And on this episode, I have joining me again, my good friend, Lee Martin.
I'm your new host.
My new co-host.
Lee Martin.
We've been having a good time today so far. We just bowled.
It's a great day.
I don't know if anybody out there is a bowling enthusiast, but I just threw a 447 series, which is pretty bad.
And I broke 80.
It broke 80 like 3 times, dude. You were
second
on
place,
to it.
all 3 games.
Place. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Thought how bad me.
I also recently found out that Lee and I could never date. We could never do that, which is comforting to know.
I don't know that I actually heard your reason, though.
Because you
I mean, aside from actually being in a relationship.
Well, yeah.
Like, that's like, yeah.
No, I mean, even if you weren't, we couldn't. And I found that out last night. I was having a bad day, and I was all like,
oh,
yeah.
I remember now.
It's like, I don't know.
Reason number 2.
Reason number 2, yeah. Reason number 1 is the big
reason
one
number
because
1.
you have a great boyfriend who, might be thousands of miles away and over an ocean and everything like that. I'm not going to speak to that. But mostly you were like, no, I can't support you emotionally. I was like, okay, well.
Well, we're done here.
Yep. Good to know. No, I was thinking about this recently. Like, I'm really glad you came into my life, Lee. No, because I've never been good at just being friends with women, with a woman at all. Like if I was close to a woman in any way, it was always like, oh, I'm in love with her. Oh, I'm fawning over this girl. I'm chasing her. And that's not cool. Just adds, it just makes for a lot of depression and bad feelings on my part. So now I actually do have a woman in my life who I can be like, hey,
I just farted.
Yeah,
it was so loud.
that that bartender's kind of hot, right? Like maybe say something to her.
Yeah, you have a
tall girl.
Woman.
There's a tall girl at the bowling alley. South Bowling, Philly.
Tall lady, if you hear this.
Yeah, if you happen to be listening, I didn't catch your name, but you were wearing a red.
You actually worked there.
Yeah, you did work there.
You were tall.
You were tall.
Had tattoos.
It had tattoos and tattoos. Well, I don't know. Maybe she had tats on her tits. I don't know, but I'm gonna imagine that she did. She seems like that kind of girl. I'm gonna imagine. See, this is where it always goes. This is why I'm not allowed to talk to women. This is why you have to do it for me, because I say things like that. And
we didn't get to waitress number 2 yet.
Waitress number 2.
Oh,
the other one.
Facebook.
Yeah. Sriracha. For my diehard fans, you would have seen a Facebook post tonight about sriracha on pizza. The bartender liked my crude joke. I think she liked it. I think she was down with it.
I put my head down and she.
You're like, what the fuck did
Andrew,
you just say?
You blew it for both of us.
Wait, are we in competition now? Is that the thing? Are we fighting over girls?
With tall waitress, we were. She was giving me eyes.
I think we could work it out that we could both be there together. We'd have to interact separately. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This is okay.
Like we'll give her the option. Which one do you want? Which one do you want first, basically? Like maybe you go in, warm her up a little bit, and then I come in and give her my 2 minutes.
What do they call that in porn? Like a fluff?
A fluffer, yeah.
A fluffer.
You could fluff her, and and then I can just disappoint her. Just bring
her world down.
Yeah, she's like, "Can I go back to the woman, please?" That's actually a fact in my life. At least 50% of the women that I've slept with are now 100% lesbians. So. That's an actual fact. Yeah, that is a fact. Now, I'm not going to say that they were all that it's all because of me that happened. But yeah. My only girlfriend is now in a relationship, expecting her first child with another woman, which is great for them.
Quick, but yes.
Yeah. No, very confusing situation there. And then the other one was already bisexual, and then she ran into 19-year-old Los Angeles Andrew and decided that men were not for her because I was a fucking teenager, a dickhead.
Or she just met the right person that happened to be.
No, because she was married to a guy.
Or did she look at you
while.
and go, Andrew, I am now lesbian because of you?
I'm not going to go that far, but I think if she looked at me, she would have a look of disgust on her face. She would be like, "You're a fucking asshole, and I hate you." So we have that in common. Oh man,
I doubt that.
No, trust me. I exaggerate for comedic purposes, but this woman, I think, actually hates me and has every right to, for sure. Yeah, she was my neighbor and we hooked up a couple times, and she was basically, she said to me at the beginning of the tryst, if we'll call it that, right? That's a good word.
You see my eyes when you said tryst.
This is why I need to set up the video camera. But yeah, she was like, she said, I'm bisexual, but I prefer women. And I was like, well, you haven't met me yet. And I turned that around for about 2 weeks. And then my girlfriend, who was living back in Pennsylvania at the time, was like, I want to move out, and like, I miss you, and blah, 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 even though I didn't, I said no when you gave me a ring, and blah, 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 blah.
About that.
And I say that like it's a bad thing, but also I was 19 years old and I proposed to this girl. So, made perfect. And I was moving. I had already decided that I was moving to Los Angeles. I was like, I want you to come with me. Please marry me. And, there was no doubt in my mind that she was going to say yes. We were we were teenagers. I was moving across the country. It made perfect sense that she would say yes to marry me. And she said no because we were teenagers and I was moving across the country. So, yeah. That girl, the girl in California, who is also a comedian and who actually kind of introduced me to comedy when I was younger, and I never pursued it because I just
Is she why you started doing stand up? Like, did you start doing stand up when you went out to Los Angeles?
No. I didn't pursue stand up until I was 27 years old. So, it was long after it was almost 10 years after I moved back from LA.
So she's just like, let's watch this funny movie.
No, she was I went to the Hollywood Improv to watch her perform and shit like that.
So she was doing stand up.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She was
just like a
doing
spectator.
Yeah, she was like an improv stand up girl. She was fun. She was a nice girl. She didn't deserve me treating her that way for sure. That's why, I totally understand when women are just like, no, fuck you. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
That's fair.
That's
fuck me.
That's the correct answer. Yeah. No, so I okay, I'll tell the story. Fine. Twist my arm. So I was hanging out with this girl, with my neighbor, the stand-up girl, and my girlfriend who rejected my proposal was still living back here, and we weren't like officially together, but we still like talked every day, and I was still like in love with her, but I was also 19 years old, and there was a girl who wanted to fuck me who lived right next door. So as 19-year-old boys do, I
totally get it.
Yeah. So I did that for a little while. I did her for a little while. And like I said, we had a lot of fun together. Like, she was really cool. We got along really well. And at one point Valentine's Day was coming up, and she was like, I'm never gone out with anybody for Valentine's Day. And me being fucking retarded, I was like, oh, well, I'll totally take you out for Valentine's Day.
She just punched it.
That's all right.
Just punched the mic. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I was like, I'll totally take you out for Valentine's Day. No problem. Like, why? What's the big deal? So then I told the not actually girlfriend, but still girlfriend that I proposed to. Yes, Pennsylvania. That's how we'll refer to them as Pennsylvania and Los Angeles. So I told Pennsylvania that I was taking Los Angeles out for Valentine's Day, and then she freaked out and called me like super drunk one night, saying some pretty disturbing or troublesome things, like
I'm gonna kill myself, I can't live without you type thing.
Not quite that far. More so like I've taken a bunch of shit tonight. Like I've swallowed a bunch of random things tonight.
Oh, so I'm gonna kill myself, I can't live without you type things.
Yeah, but not not in those words.
I'm actually in the process of doing that as we speak. Okay.
So I
teenage women.
Yeah. Well, and
teenage men.
Yeah. And like I said, she was older. Yeah. She was older than me, so she was in her 20s, which doesn't really make any difference. But they, so I talked to her for a while, and I'm like, look, I fucking love you. Like, I proposed to you. I wanted you to come out here with me. And then she was like, well, what if I come out there and visit and see if I like it, and maybe I'll move out there. And I said, absolutely. That's what I wanted the whole time. Like, I wanted you to be here. And then the next day, I talked to her, and this should have been the red flag for me. Cause I was like, do you remember what we talked about last night?
Oh, and she was drunk the night before, right?
Yeah. And a number of other, drugs in her system too. Right. And she was like, no. And so I explained the conversation that we had, and I was like, do you still feel that way? Do you still want to come out here? And she said, yeah, I do. I want to. So it was like set in stone, It was like, I wanted her to be here the whole time, and I still have this Valentine's Day date with Los Angeles. So I go over to get her, and like, walk the not even as far as your apartment to get to her door,
which is small.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big room. Anyway, not the point. The point being, I knock on her door, on Los Angeles's door, and she comes out in this little red number.
I was like, I know it's gonna be something like skimpy.
It wasn't necessarily skimpy. It was just very nice. It was a very nice dress. I followed
it up with cute.
Yeah,
skimpy and cute.
Yeah, but it wasn't like slutty skimpy, but it was like formal.
Didn't it was slutty, but
it was a very, very nice outfit, a very nice red dress for Valentine's Day, and I'm wearing like jeans and a fucking t-shirt because I was like, oh, yeah, we'll just go get sushi or something, whatever. And so she drove. We got in her car, and as we're like pulling up to the parking garage where, like, near the sushi place, I'm explaining to her that Pennsylvania is gonna move out here, and we're gonna try to make it work.
For a minute there, I was like, Pennsylvania's moving out. I forgot where it is.
Yeah. So
Pennsylvania's an individual.
Yes, Pennsylvania is an individual.
The whole state's about.
Yeah. So I tell her, like, okay, Pennsylvania is gonna move out here, and we're gonna try to make it work. Blah 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 blah, and she lost her shit on me, like freaked out on me, and it turned into this like what? So all you wanted to do was fuck me, like blah 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 blah, like that's all I'm good for. And then she's like, we're in her car in the parking garage, and she's like throwing herself at me to like make a point, not. Like, when you say someone's, like, throwing themselves at you, it has, like, a negative connotation. Like, she's trying to, like... But she was trying to prove a point as in, like, oh, if this is all I'm good for, here, like, take me, blah, blah, blah. And even at 19, I was like, wow, this really doesn't look good for me. Like, we're in a parking garage, and if anybody were to look in this car, all they see is a man and a woman struggling... And I'm like trying to push her off of me, but all anybody would be able to see is like a man and a woman struggling in a car in a parking garage. Not a good look. So eventually I get her like to like back off a little bit, and are they inside your apartment? Jesus.
Yeah, it's my life.
And so anyway, there were people outside. I'm sorry. So I get her to like back off a little bit, and I just say, I'm fucking walking home. Bye. And like open the car door, get out, like walk away. And so I'm just trying to figure out like what to do at this point, like what's going on. And eventually she like finds me on the street. Like I'm just walking home, and she like drives up behind me, and she's like, hey, are you okay? Do you want to ride? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't want to be in your car anymore, like, yeah. But again, like, I totally understand why. And then after shit fell apart with me and Pennsylvania, I tried to like go back to her and be like, oh well, can we still fuck?
So about that red dress.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, and she was definitely a fun girl. But yeah. Again, I totally understand why she might fucking hate me. I kind of deserve it. Turning the heat on?
Are you hot? I'm
freezing. No, you're good. I
say that it wasn't coming on. Like, my thermostat keeps saying it's like 65 in here.
Oh.
And I'm like, I had it on 68, but the heat wasn't coming on.
I'm
so
fine, but I don't
72 just to make the heat come on.
Right. No, it's fine. It's just gonna,
Sorry. I promise.
Make some weird noise.
I've been listening. I'm just cold.
No, it's okay.
Same time.
It's all right. Well, let's get to the to the whole reason we decided to sit down and do this. Since I've been
I mean, that was a good story. I didn't know that story.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. There's a lot of stuff that happened in LA to me that a lot of people don't know about.
What happened in Pennsylvania after that, though? So we know LA lost her fucking shit. But what happened with Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania never did she at least come visit?
Oh yeah. She came to visit for a week. We had a really fucking awesome week together. And then we decided, okay, she'll move out. She moved out to California.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. She dropped everything, moved out to live with me. We were looking at apartments. And about 2 weeks later, I think she realized that I was going through some shit. Like, as I mean, I was a fucking asshole to her too. I was a young.
You're 19.
Yeah,
you're an idiot.
I was 19 years old, and it was just I don't know exactly. I was working fucking 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not quite at that point. I wasn't doing that schedule yet when she was out there. That kind of started after she left. But I was, I was 19 years old, trying to live in LA, my first apartment by myself, like trying to figure out how to be an adult. And I realistically, I dragged all of these people into this situation with me. And so I totally deserve, all of the negativity that has come from that. I absolutely deserve it. I fucked these people over, people that I cared about very much. And I still do. If Los Angeles would ever talk to me again, I would totally be willing to be friends with her. She was a really good person. Like, I still feel terrible. Fucking 13 years later, I still feel terrible about the way I treated her. Same with Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania and I made up. But it definitely took a long time. There was a good 3 years where we didn't talk to each other.
Move across the country for someone.
Yeah. I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve someone moving across the country for me, like to live with me. I'm not that good of a person. I will never ask someone to do that again.
At that point, like, because I've gone across the country for people.
Right.
My first like long-term boyfriend was Canadian.
Okay.
And he lived in British Columbia.
That's right. You told me you lived in Canada for a while.
And I did. I moved to Canada for a while
BC.
to be with him.
What, like Vancouver?
Outside of Vancouver. We lived
Is
in
that
Kelowna.
like the only thing that's in British Columbia is Vancouver?
No. In the Selkirk Mountain Range, there's a little town called Nelson.
Okay.
Nelson is a cool place. It is a really cool place to live. It's really artsy. It's like Bloomsburg, kind of.
Oh, okay.
But Canadian.
But better. Yeah.
But better.
Nice.
And then we moved like to about, I think Kelowna was maybe 3 or 4 hours outside of Vancouver. BC's huge. It's huge.
Right.
It's huge. And
it goes like all the way to Alaska.
Oh yeah.
This
was east to west. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I was like Nelson was here on the eastern side, closer to Alberta, and then if you drive west towards Vancouver, Kelowna's like in between. And we moved to Kelowna because he got a job as an electrician.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's not like it wasn't a mistake because of the kind of people we were.
Yeah.
It just ended up not
working out.
Yeah, I mean,
and that happens.
Yeah, he had like really bad social anxiety, and I don't have social anxiety. I'm an introvert, but I don't have like it doesn't.
No.
I don't struggle to speak to people or struggle to be put in situations where I have to be extroverted. But he did. It was really bad, and it put a strain on the relationship. So I ended up coming home after that. But
and then you went to Reno after that?
I went to Reno after that, yeah. Okay. I came home for like 10 years. That was when I got married. I came back, met Oh, no names. Can we cut that out?
Yeah, I can bleep it. That's fine.
Just a big bleep.
I can bleep it. I mean, you're not saying anything bad about him.
No,
but,
I would never.
And he probably
have I
will
talked
never
to you
listen
about
to
my
this.
husband before?
No, we haven't known each other for that long. Lee.
No.
I mean, there's a lot that I don't think we know about each other, but we get along great.
Did you know I was Carnie? Like I was raised on
You
a carnival?
did tell me that. That was one of the first things you told me.
It's like a preface to listen, if you want to be friends with me, there's something you need to understand about me.
Which is, I'm glad you brought it back around to that, because that's what we wanted to talk about tonight.
It is an extraordinary world.
You have a lot of stories.
Excited.
You have a lot of stories. Like you've lived a full life so far.
I'm really gray.
Yeah.
This is life.
I just mean as far as not many people who grow up in rural Pennsylvania move to British Columbia or Reno or
they
go
die of
overseas.
Heroin overdoses.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Exactly, and that's pretty common, like everywhere in Pennsylvania.
It almost hurts to say that a little bit.
Yeah,
because I've lost a lot of friends to heroin.
Yeah, I've lost classmates, not necessarily friends, but like kids I went to high school with or like played Little League with, and when I was a kid, it's like, oh fuck, that person's dead. Yeah.
I'm not. My first friend died in it was.
No names.
I almost said her name. I said Ruh. Died when we were before 8th grade. It was 7th grade, I think. 7th or 8th grade.
Of heroin?
No, she had leukemia. She died of cancer. Yeah.
I was gonna say Jesus Christ.
No. But I mean, just in terms of loss, and I can't even tell you. Easily a dozen friends have died since of my ex-boyfriend died of a car crash, and then I had one ex-boyfriend who died of heroin, but in a wall. Like hole in a wall. Yeah, he and his girlfriend at the time were high, and they climbed in the wall and just died there.
Oh my God!
Right? Fucking bananas.
Yeah, bananas. That almost made me cry. I'm a little drunk, but just the the thought of that.
It was a childhood boyfriend, so it wasn't like somebody that I lived with, but it was like a crush that we were.
Yeah. No, and you told me that when we went to Tool, when we were going to. Maybe it was going to Tool. Anyway, it was a time when we were going somewhere, that was to when we were going to Underground Arts for that Thank You Scientist concert.
Did I tell you about that?
You told me about your like 7th grade boyfriend or whatever who
died in the car accident.
Yes, that one, not the guy who died in the wall.
I still have his obituary. I carry it with me. Yeah, because he was a really good friend, and anybody from high school, if they listen to this, they know who I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, it's absolutely tragic, that one. The one that died in the wall, everybody kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. Well, and that's how it works.
At least anybody who knew him
most of the
saw it coming.
Most of the people I know that have died from overdoses, it's like,
not surprised. It's tragic, but it's
sad.
Not surprising.
Right. It's sad, but you're like, point. Yeah, it makes sense.
And then I've had tons of friends die from car accidents. Unbelievable. The amount of people that
there's a guy that I played, not Little League, but teener baseball.
Ooh, yeah.
A guy I played with who is in jail for attempted murder.
Oh my God.
Because they were in Reading. I think somewhere in Reading, and there was a fountain outside the restaurant that they were at, like a big fountain, and he was having a fight with his girlfriend or wife or fiance or something, and he was holding her head in the water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and someone he's in jail now.
That shit happens in the movies. You don't actually put someone's head in a fucking fountain.
Right.
What are you thinking?
So they were fighting. I don't know the whole story, but the dude was always kind of crazy, and it's kind of funny because his dad was our coach, and when I lived one of my previous residences in the town I grew up in, he was the manager of a Turkey Hill that was right down the street from my house. So I would see him all the time. And his other son, who was always the crazy one, he was the younger one, always freaked out, had behavioral issues, was totally cool. He also worked there, and they were both and this was after all this happened. So I'm thinking maybe the older one freaking out kind of made the younger one realize ooh, I gotta fucking control myself or I'm gonna end up like that fucking guy. So I don't know. But yeah, that dude was always kind of crazy. So again, it's one of those things that's not really a surprise. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
full of stories.
Yeah, full of stories. I in upcoming. Well, actually, it'll be before this one. More editing. Never mind.
So we could talk about marriage.
I can't talk about that.
Well, you can't.
Yeah, but we
could have a discussion about marriage, and I could give you the side of being married.
Yeah, which would work out today because
then I could talk to you about divorce.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably give you 4 hours worth of material on a divorce.
We were talking about it a little earlier today because listeners, just so you know, this is going to be way after the fact, but today my brother proposed to his girlfriend, and I'm going to have a sister-in-law, and I've always wanted a sister. I've always wanted someone to
and you're getting the best sister-in-law.
Paint my nails and braid my hairs. And
I mean, I'll paint your nails and braid your hair.
Dude, so I was going to come down last night and ended up not, but I was literally going
we're
to...
both like, we're lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just in a
and
bad...
I'm like, oh, thank God you're tired, because, man, I'm going to fall asleep in like 20 minutes.
But I was going to ask if you would give me a haircut, if we were that good of friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I'd give you a haircut.
That is the only reason I want a girlfriend, is for free haircuts. So if I can get it...
need a girlfriend for haircuts,
yeah,
I'll give you haircuts.
If I can get free haircuts without the hassle of being in a romantic relationship.
You lived in Elwell. I was like the hairdresser at Bloomsburg University.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People would come to my friend's dorm and I'd just do their hair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do that tonight.
Do my haircut?
Do you have clippers?
I don't have clippers, but I mean, I'm really good with shears.
All right, we'll figure it out.
If you just need a trim.
I need a little more than a trim. I need a full cut for sure.
I don't have clippers, buzzers.
All right.
Another day then.
Another day. We'll figure it. Or I'll just go home and do it myself, and it'll... That's what I've been doing for the...
dude,
Look. The back of my hair.
Like a baby bird.
I have Ben Franklin hair. Like I'm gonna be bald on the top very soon. It's coming. It's coming very soon.
He's exaggerating. Yeah, I mean, you're thinning, yes.
I've been thinning since I was about 8 years old.
Okay, so if you've been thinning since you're 8, knowing where it's at, you're not going to be bald soon. You'll be bald probably in the next 15 years.
When I shave
For
it,
sure.
when I actually shave it all, you can see how like it's really.
Why don't you just start shaving it then? Just shave it. Gone.
I have a weird shaped head. I don't like it.
I know, so do I.
Well,
I say I know. I don't know, but like this little bit that I shave right here.
Yeah.
Like it like wrinkles a little bit sometimes. And I'm like, why do I have scalp fat? Where does that? If I bend my head a certain way, can you see my scalp fat?
Kind of, a little bit, but
Are you calling me fat?
No, you're pointing it out to me. I'm trying to see it.
I don't know.
Perfect audio podcast material. Like no one can see what the fuck.
Honestly, but
nah, it's all good. Let's.
There it is. I could feel it.
My problem is that I can feel all of the lumps.
Actually, I think I have a picture of it.
And scars and shit in my head that make me have an unattractive head shape.
I do have a semi-shaved head. It's not shaved completely, but I.
You know, she's got a very like punk rock hairstyle. Yeah. Listeners.
The skillet. wait, what's that?
Mullet?
No. Skrillex.
Oh, Skrillex.
It's a Skrillex cut.
Is it?
I have an undercut.
Is that what it's called?
The Skrillex cut. Yeah, where they shave the women shave like part of their head.
Yeah. That's the problem when I go to get my hair cut. Everybody tries to give you the high and tight fade.
Right there near my ear. Do you see it?
Okay. Yeah, but
it's like a little tumor.
Yeah, I see it.
Scalp fat.
I have
scalp fat.
I have about 4 or 5 of those on my head. That's why I don't shave my head. Those little areas.
I kind of think it's like the expectation of people our age to kind of have those bumps.
Yeah.
Like
well, mine are all like pretty much self-inflicted wounds, head wounds. I have a history of hitting my head. I probably should have been a helmet kid. I'm just gonna put that out there now. I probably should have been one of those kids that wears helmets all the time because I used to fucking hit myself in the head as often as possible. Like if I get angry, you
would hit yourself in your head. Yeah. Not like you would accidentally bump your head off.
No. Like I would.
Like
in like
clunk clunk.
Yeah, in fits of rage, I would.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. I probably should have had a helmet. I probably should have been one of those kids, but it didn't happen all the time. It only happened when Pennsylvania pissed me off. That's And you remember I said
19 years old, you're punching yourself in your head.
17 to 19 is,
I'm like thinking you're like a 5-year-old. I'm like, well, that's not too abnormal. I've seen toddlers like.
Oh, no, yeah. No. I was like,
you're
quoting,
like almost an adult. And
yeah. Oftentimes there was alcohol involved too. So, I put holes in the plaster wall by headbutting it when I was angry about something she said to me. I told you I tested the durability of those old Nokia brick phones by throwing them as hard as I could across the room multiple times. Again, teenager exactly. This woman is an amazing person. I don't want to. But we were teenagers, and we both had our fucking mental health issues, and we ruined each other. And she's recovered, I haven't. That's basically where we're at now. She realized that women are better than men, so she's just gonna stick to women and say fuck you, man.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't think that was her goal.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think it took starting with me and then moving on to 2 or 3 other really bad relationships after me. I think that about sealed it for her. I'm not positive though, because we don't talk that much anymore.
I had a conversation with Simon.
Simon is her English boyfriend.
My English boyfriend from our last episode. He's still in the picture.
I thought you were going to say from England. Or my English boyfriend from England.
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 London town.
Governor. Hey, bruv.
Now I don't even remember what I was going to tell you. We had the conversation about, if we had a TARDIS. If you had a TARDIS. Do you watch Doctor Who?
I don't. I'm not a Whovian.
I almost was like, you fucking nerd. How do you not?
But and by the way, that's not a very nice word to use. Tardian.
TARDIS?
Tardin. TARDIS. We prefer mentally challenged.
I hate you.
Sorry,
if you had a TARDIS, like, what would you do with it?
I'm the TARDIS fucking tard out there.
Space machine travels through time and space.
Right. Yeah, I know what it's the phone booth. I know what it is.
The phone booth Yeah. And
or the police box.
My first thought, of course, was I'm going to go back and I'm going to change everything that I did wrong. I'm going to find a way to convince myself back then to not do the shit that she's about to do.
Right.
But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Like, I was in that long-term relationship with my Canadian boyfriend we were together for like 4 or 5 years off and on.
Okay.
And then I moved out to Canada with him. Mm-hmm. And when I came home, like, I was a different person. I had learned things from that relationship. Then I was in a relationship, actually, before him was my college boyfriend, Gil. Name. Whatever.
Bleep.
Gil's not going to listen to this.
But Gil, wait, like
the dude that I texted today, and I was like, "What floor in Elwell did you live?"
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I had to learn. Like, I was with him for almost 2.5 years.
Okay.
Learned some things from my Canadian boyfriend. Learned a lot from my husband. Mm-hmm. Then I learned a lot from my last relationship, and now to be the person I am for Simon, I'm a completely different person.
Right. Do I have to bleep out Simon's name?
No. Simon was talked about on the last podcast. I said his name a couple times. He listens to it. Well,
no, apparently not. Yeah.
Better. He will. I know he will.
This is retribution for you not listening to the last one.
It doesn't matter because you're not going to listen anyways. But Simon, to be the person I am right now, I had to go through those relationships. Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? I take that back. If I had a TARDIS, I wouldn't change those things. I would do certain things. Like, I would try to convince myself not to put my ex on my deed for the house. I would try to convince myself not to do certain like little things.
Yeah.
But I'd still.
But
go
overall,
through
the experiences
that I had gone through. Yeah, because I don't think I would. I think you'd probably hate me if you knew. Not hate me, but you wouldn't have liked me if you knew oldly. I was at least like I think I was a typical 25-year-old female though. Like between 20 to 25.
That's
my demo.
That's my thing.
That's my demographic.
I'm trying to stay young, dude. That's what I'm into. Hook me up with those 25-year-old girls.
Jealous, possessive, didn't want you to have your own time. I wanted your time. I wanted to capitalize your time. Attention whore.
That would drive me nuts.
Yep. And I would fight over the dumbest shit. I found arguments in anything. Mm-hmm. Not things that mattered. So I think I had to practice on those in those relationships to get where I'm at.
And I've never been like that kind of person. I never really dated a girl who was like that. But I'm definitely codependent. So it becomes a real, or I have tendencies anyway.
I wonder, like how would if your girlfriend was like that? If you did have someone who was like would argue with you over not giving her enough attention, like knowing that you're the kind of person who wants to give the attention, and wants to fawn on
32-year-old me. I really can't say because I haven't been in a relationship for fucking 13 years, but not that, for like 10, 11 years. We officially finally broke up for good when I was 21. So no, back then, definitely would have bent over backwards to make her happy in whatever way I possibly
even if
could
she
have.
was bitching about like
she's still the only, Pennsylvania is still the only girlfriend I've ever had, so like especially at 19 or 17 when I started actually dating her, it was like, I was always like the friend. I was always the safe friend guy, I was always in the friend zone, quote unquote. And this girl wants to date me.
That imaginary place that females apparently put men.
Yeah. It's funny because I have talked to another girl that I kind of had a little fling with for a little while about that. And she's like, no, the friend zone doesn't exist.
No, and if it does, it exists for women too. I mean,
there's
been men that I've been friends with that I've had feelings for, but I never once felt like I was put in some weird place, like like it was their fault and not. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
It's just he didn't like me.
Yeah, this is what I say. I always say this about incels too. Like that whole thing. Like incel, no one is involuntarily celibate. Like that's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. Either you're blind to the fact that there's some really glaring personality fucking.
And the irony is, it's probably how you're thinking and acting right now. Like,
but also
that's the irony.
You're totally making the choice not to just go pay someone to fuck you. So you're not involuntarily celibate. You're just a cheap motherfucker. Like you want to get laid and no one wants.
No game.
Yeah,
you've got no game and you've got no money. And
you're
not willing to spend it on
exactly
on a $40 blowy.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'm an incel. No, but that's. As I've like when I was younger, I was definitely one of those like nice guys, like, oh, I'm like the perfect boyfriend and no one wants to date me and I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm like, well, that's kind of what's wrong with you right there, buddy. Well, you think you're the fucking perfect boy. And to be fair to myself, I was also, and I still am, completely oblivious to anything like. I found out kind of later on when I got older that there were girls in high school, like the hot popular girls that were like, oh no, I totally had a huge crush on you. I just didn't. You seem like you were fucking like every girl wanted you or blah blah. I was like, where is this coming from? Because I had no idea. I would have been. Oh my god. I totally would have been your boyfriend in high school. We could have done that. Like, I just didn't know how to talk to women because no one ever told me they loved me.
When we're that young though, it's like everybody goes through that. It's not like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me specifically is like I didn't grow up in a family where there wasn't a lot of hugs and I love yous and things like that. Okay. It was just like,
you know, when I was a little kid, my mom would tuck me in and give me a kiss every night when I went to bed, and my dad would like read to me and stuff like that. It wasn't like, there wasn't like that outward display of affection. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't that like clear cut "I love you" kind of thing. It was just like through my actions, you should be able to tell that I love you.
This is love.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like it wasn't a very clear cut like "I love you" like type thing, you know. So
wow, not to take this to a dark place, but I don't get that. I don't understand that because
with what part?
A childhood. My mom, nobody tucked me in.
Oh really?
Well, nobody read to me.
Well, you were a carny, so
yeah. I mean, even actually, and being wow. 48 minutes in.
Yeah, we're finally getting to the point.
Breaching the topic of being raised on the carnival. The carnival is actually my sanctuary and my.
Oh yeah.
That is my happy place.
Nice.
Believe it or not, yeah, like as it would.
So,
be. Like,
do you have like a lifetime supply of kettle corn?
Yeah.
Is that
kettle corn? No.
We
do have. Okay. There's the stands at the fair or the carnivals that sell popcorn, candy apples, cotton candy. We call that a popper.
Okay.
So we do have a popper that makes popcorn, but it's not kettle corn. We're so close, but
all that takes is
popper
just a different mix of shit that you put on the corn. Like it's different
like,
seasoning.
There's like that kettle corn seasoning you can put on. Yeah, but that's not actual kettle corn. It's just kettle corn taste.
Right. Yeah.
Kettle corn is like glazed popcorn, and that's different.
And made in a kettle.
Yes.
So okay, yeah, we're at the point before we get
the nuances of kettle corn popcorn and.
No. You so Lee. This is the first thing Lee ever told me about her.
I gotta warn you.
was that she grew up with the carnival. She's she's circus folk.
Cirque du Soleil over here.
Yeah. Now was that just like local? Was that just like the Bloomsburg Fair? You guys traveled everywhere?
They are. We've gone coast to coast.
Okay.
North to south and east to west.
Is this how old were you when this was?
I had never. This is just my family.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say, like my father's side of the family, my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandfather, there was a candy shop in I think it's Providencetown, Rhode Island, or Providence,
Rhode Island,
something in that. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I've never been there. They just talk about it.
The capital of Rhode Island, Providence.
No, I don't think it's Providence.
Okay.
Providence. I think it's Providencetown. Something in New England.
Okay.
But there was a candy shop, and my grandmother's husband, his wife their family owned it, and so they, my grandfather and his former wife, took this candy and they took it out on the road and traveled up in. I don't know if it was in New England, but then they divorced.
Okay.
And when they divorced, he got the traveling side of the company. And so he brought it down, and my grandmother, who's from New York, they met each other. I don't even know how they met, but that's how my grandmother got introduced to the carnival business. Okay. Through my grandfather, who isn't my biological grandfather. He is my grandmother's second husband. My grandmother's first husband is my biological grandfather, but then she married my poppy.
She married into the carny.
She married into the carnival.
Okay.
And then they took it out on the road, and then they expanded the enterprise. They worked the fairs in Pennsylvania, pretty much all of the major fairs in Pennsylvania, except Allentown. We've never gone into Allentown. And also,
is there a like? There's like a ring you got to get into in Allentown. There's some shit.
There is some shit.
Yeah.
The
mob,
the politics.
Yeah, that's what there's.
The politics of the carnival in Pennsylvania, like the fairs and the carnivals. It's very political.
Okay,
definitely.
Well, yeah, because these people have been doing it forever.
And Allentown, southeastern PA, like they're in their own little world from the rest of.
Well, they're northeastern PA. Mm-hmm. Allentown. Oh, you mean Allentown and southeastern Pennsylvania are in their own little.
Yeah, like the whole.
Lehigh Valley.
I consider Lehigh Valley to be part of southeastern PA. I mean, it's not total southeastern, but it's
crazy,
like eastern.
dude.
It's eastern PA.
Yeah, but it's
not northeastern.
Yeah, it is.
Allentown and Lehigh Valley is not northeastern Pennsylvania.
All right, well, we'll agree to disagree.
Bloomsburg and Berwick. Berwick is like on the cusp of northeastern Pennsylvania. Everything like north of Berwick, I would consider to be northeastern Pennsylvania. Like,
all right, continue.
Hazleton.
Continue your story.
Hazleton
yeah.
and above
Scranton,
is northeastern.
Scranton is
yeah.
NEPA.
Allentown, no.
They're
I would just call them eastern Pennsylvania because they're like central eastern. But for the sake of this conversation,
yeah,
we're just gonna say the southeastern.
Okay,
because
fine.
there aren't. I don't know if there are any fairs in Philadelphia. I'm sure there
no,
are. Like,
they just do
carnivals
parades
of some
yeah.
kinds and
It's street blocks.
I did not go to
block
the Mummers
parties.
Parade. I didn't.
Really? Why
I did
not?
attend
What about
that.
Shriners Day?
No.
Shriners Day parade.
No, but I do know a couple of people who are Shriners, but no.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of carnival
Carnies?
people. Mm-hmm,
Can we just call them Carnies?
You can call them Carnies, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was thinking the other night, someone told me a long time ago, you should write a book about your life on the carnival.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin were always saying, yeah, we should, like, a reality TV show of people on the carnival would be fucking amazing. They actually did try it. They
really?
did try it. Yeah, there was one that, like, I guess, I don't know if it ever made it to actual television, but they were doing one.
Okay.
But it's just, it is literally its own world.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine so.
And there's a lot of things that, like, I'm not even willing to talk about. Even if these weren't recording, I wouldn't speak about with you.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it is...
Like, someone might come get you in the night?
No,
or, okay.
no, not at all. It's just, it's like, there's a code. There's a standard that they all live by, and we don't talk about certain things. But we do. It is a very secretive community, and it is a community.
That's weird.
It is.
That's strange.
It's fascinating. I really wish, like, I could have had, like, somebody, because when I do,
you're gonna have to
stories,
write with like a pen name. You're gonna be the fucking next John Bolton.
They wouldn't.
You're gonna be the next Ambassador Bolton. Just fucking outing all the secrets of the fucking Carnies. Oh man. What can you talk about? What kind of stuff can you talk about?
But I mean, there are certain things that we don't. But
like the spells that they are there
There's
any
spells.
are there I was gonna say are there gypsies? Is there like magic involved? Yeah. Did they like put a hex on the bearded lady so she grows a beard?
Aunt Patty, I'm so sorry.
That's right. I have an Aunt Patty too, by the way.
Was your Aunt Patty Sheila the Gorilla Girl?
No, she was not.
Mine
she was not.
I'm so sorry because it's an optical illusion, obviously.
Well, right.
My aunt really does not transform into Sheila the Monkey Girl.
Yeah.
But when she was younger, she was part of that
okay.
act. She was Sheila the Gorilla Girl.
So is part of what you're not supposed to talk about, like how they do kind of the illusions and stuff like that? Okay.
No, no. Everybody knows. Like
she just made the money symbol.
Stop! You're not. What are you doing?
You're not supposed to talk about. No one wants to talk about money. It doesn't matter what fucking field you're in.
I'm okay. I'm okay talking about money, but
yeah, but not like
how it flows. And
yeah, exactly. I don't talk about where my money goes and what I spend my shit on. So,
well, the games, by the way, are not rigged. FYI,
you just suck at them.
That you are just really uncoordinated. They are not rigged. I don't care what anybody says.
So
like there are inspectors that come around before we open that inspect the games. They inspect the rides. The rides are safer than anything you're going to get on at Disney World. Any stationary amusement park is going to be more dangerous to you than a traveling carnival.
Really?
Yes. Those rides, the second they go up, they get inspected.
Yeah. Well, because
they don't inspect amusement parks regularly.
I don't know. I was talking to one of the maintenance guys at Hershey Park when I went to see Tool.
It might be
different now.
Park rule.
Yeah,
but I'm saying
at least for the roller coasters, he said they walk the tracks on every roller coaster every day 100% before.
That's good.
Yeah,
because I can tell you
that
open. The Department of Health or the Department of Gaming the Gaming Commission is not going to do that.
Right.
So it's good that Hershey Park is doing that.
Yeah, is that who runs who oversees parks? Department of Gaming.
I don't know. I don't know who it is that actually comes in because I didn't work.
OSHA?
I didn't work in the rides.
Okay.
Where my family owns food.
You were a grifter.
And we had some games.
Yeah.
But no, we never got into rides. But yes, an inspector from the Department of something.
Yeah.
From wherever you're at comes in and inspects the rides.
Okay.
But they're safer for. I would feel safer.
So
getting on a
are
roller
there
coaster
like
thrown up at the carnival.
different families that
Yes.
that like work
Yep.
at different so you guys did food.
And all the families know each other.
Okay. So you guys
We've been
did
doing it
food.
for a
There was
long
someone
time.
who did games. There was someone who did rides. There was someone.
Yeah, so there's the show.
Mhm.
The show is the traveling carnival that'll go around.
Right.
Then there's Independent Midway, which is a separate midway from the show.
Okay.
And that's usually like families, local. We call them weekend warriors. That'll come out and like they'll do like just a little circuit in the summer or something.
Yeah.
But
Just like tradition, basically.
yeah, and you get to know like all the families that are in the business, at least in the area that you work. My family, we did a lot of the East Coast,
Okay.
from Florida all the way up to New York.
So you did that year round, or
My family does. I didn't. Growing up, I was out there every summer,
okay.
and then when I graduated college, I mean, I had lapses where like I would always fall to the family business if I was between, like when I was between jobs with.
Bleep bleep.
Bleep bleep.
Yeah.
Please bleep that. When I was between jobs with my old employer and now my current employer,
Yeah.
I went out on the road and worked a couple spots.
Okay.
Spots is the carnivals.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Because they have their own language. There's a dialect.
They call them
Nah,
spotses,
spots. The
like
spots.
little golems.
You're a
The
mark.
Spotses. Oh, the precious Spotses.
I'm a Mark.
You're
That's
a
me.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm
Or
also a John. That's also
They
me.
don't. And the
Wait,
stigma.
wait. No, hold on. I want to go back. I said I'm a Mark, and you went definitely. So what about me? What about me? They're like, oh, that guy. We're getting him. We're taking his money. What about me says that? Tell me. Or is
Would
this
you-
something you can't talk about?
Would you? No, I could. I'll
Okay.
tell you about it. Would you approach a game, play the game to win your girl's stuffed animal?
Oh yeah.
You're a fucking Mark.
I've fallen in on that already. But I also know when to hold him and when to fold him. So
you
I'll play maybe two.
you
or
might just suck at the game that you're playing. At
Yeah, I'll play like 2 or 3 games because I've had a dude try to fucking get me to keep playing. He's like, "You don't want to win that pretty girl prize?" I'm like, "No, she's probably better at the game than I am." Yeah.
Listen, when I was little, barking. That's what they call it when they.
Oh yeah,
bark to the
I'm very familiar with barking.
Yeah.
I'm a comedian. That's
That
what you
was
have to do to
normal
get
when I
people.
was little.
Yeah.
When I was little, I can still hear a lot of the
Hey,
carnies,
step right up. Get 3 rings for $2. We got
it's like
make 2, win a prize. Yeah,
I'd be
some
like-
shit like that.
little 7-year-old me laying in the house trailer because I had a curfew, so I wasn't allowed on the midway after like 9 p.m. So I'd go back to the house trailer and I'd be laying down and I could hear all the barking and
Yeah.
the sounds, and that's like it's nostalgic for
Yeah.
me.
No, you would probably love hearing me bark for comedy shows because like that's literally if you're running a small show, you got to go out on the street and just try
Really?
to pull people in. Yeah.
Oh, that's-
We used to.
Nowadays, I don't get it. like,
Yeah.
like some
Well, 'cause you
carnies
have-
still
yeah.
do it, and I'm like, what?
And you have
People
Facebook.
don't want to be
Yeah.
fucking yelled at, dude. Just stop yelling at. Like back in the day, it was like part of the appeal of going
Right,
to the carnival.
right.
But now you do it, and people are like, "Fucking weirdo, get out of my face! Stop screaming at me!
Yeah.
If I want a candy apple, I'm gonna come over and buy a candy apple."
Right. Yeah, my kid will tell me when I'm buying something. Thank you very much.
My nephew, he's 5, but when he was 2, we put an apron on him, and he's a little tiny kid, and we put this
that's-
apron on him.
That's cruel.
And
Not
to
for
hear
him. Yeah.
To hear him going, we called him Business Baby. He'd be like, candy apple, hot candy apple, and it was the cutest little thing.
We
People ate that up.
I can imagine so.
All
I
the
probably
marks bought the apples
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah, change my name to Mark for sure if that's the case. I pretty much barked like that for comedy shows. Like we used to run a small one in Harrisburg. My friend used to run it at Midtown Scholar Bookstore, and I just go out. middle of Harrisburg, like third and Market or whatever. It's 3rd Street. I don't know what there's a market. The Broad Street Market is directly across the street. So I'd just be sitting there. People would be walking by. I'm just like, hey there, comedy here. Come on in. Come on in. Free comedy show. Yeah. So basically what you're telling me is that I have a job with the carnival if I want it.
If you got some good lines, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd also like to guess women's weight. Can I do that one? Is that a thing that still happens?
Yeah, they still have that.
Really? The carnival's not very
Fucking
PC,
offensive.
is it? Yeah.
Don't even try to guess my weight. I'll punch you in the face.
I'm not going to. I'll try to guess my own.
Like
Because I know
157 pounds, maybe.
got me beat by like 75 pounds. I wish I was there. So,
there was and I'm gonna say it, Harvey's Peanuts at Bloomsburg Fair.
Okay.
And do you know where the Amish stand is?
I've never been to the Bloomsburg Fair.
You've never been to the Bloomsburg Fair.
No, never been to the Bloomsburg Fair. No, when I was.
How did you escape that?
I don't think it was going on when I was there.
Wait, it goes every year. How old are you? How did you not get to the Bloomsburg Fair ever?
Because I never drove to. We had
You
the
just never been-
We had the Lebanon Fair growing up. The expo at the Lebanon Expo Center. That's what we had. Then Bologna Fest.
Are you from Pennsylvania and you've not been to the Bloomsburg Fair?
Never went to the
That
Bloomsburg
blows
Fair.
my brain.
Sorry,
I
I
forgive
bet
you.
I'm not the only one.
Probably not. I mean, actually, the Bloomsburg Fair is a miserable experience if you hate crowds. It's just they all walk like penguins, shoulder to shoulder, and they stare at everything. And
Right.
mouth drool. They just knuckle draggers. They
Weren't there some Trump Nazi
Yes.
paraphernalia
Yes.
trucks at the last
that
one?
dude is a fuckhead.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's
He's
well
like-
known.
He's been around forever.
yeah, Lawrence of Indiana.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That dude was a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's selling Nazi propaganda at a state fair.
But he always has had shit like that.
Yeah.
Just nobody noticed it
Until
until
he
he put
started
out the
putting
Trump flags.
yeah.
And then we're all like, oh shit. I mean, the dude's always been a shitbag.
Right.
It's just nobody noticed him until
No
he started
one
selling the
had
Trump
anything
flags.
to tie it to
Yeah.
except him being an asshole. But now they were able to be like, well, look, he's selling Trump stuff now too.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
dude's a piece of shit.
Yeah, obviously,
pedophile.
the world would be better off without him. Anyway,
But
back to growing up with a carnival. I don't want to incriminate too much.
You
since-
actually might want to cut all that out.
I don't care.
I don't even know if he's still alive. He was old. Like, he was old, dude.
I saw shit posted last year. So
Was he still in Bloom? Or, like, was he still...
It was a truck that had Trump and Nazi propaganda. That's all I know.
I know
Like-
Bloomsburg Fair gave him the boot.
Oh yeah.
The year that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, he got kicked out. I don't know if he was ever allowed to come back. I mean,
Right.
I'd be surprised because much like Allentown,
Mm-hmm.
to get into any of the fairs in Pennsylvania, somebody has to die. Like,
Oh yeah, because it's
those
just
contracts, like, you sign that contract before the fair ends, and
Right.
the next year, like, it's all the same families coming back year after
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
okay.
spots at my family work, we've been there for over 75 years. We've been there a long time.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
All right.
and then so Harvey's Nuts across the street. From
Yes. Yeah.
So there's the Amish stand on the bleachers, and then there's Barrett's Fudge, which is my family. Barrett's Fudge, go ahead, candy shop, delicious
Hit it up.
fudge.
Do they do opera fudge?
What?
Do they do? You don't know what opera fudge is?
Opera fudge? Like
Yeah.
opera? No. What do you?
Ooh, you don't know fudge then, dude. That's a Lebanon delicacy.
Excuse me.
You don't know opera fudge. You don't know fudge. It's a seasonal Christmas thing. So I'll have to try to remember next year to get some for you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's-
I'll take you up on that.
It's
But
a Lebanon staple, along with it's bologna, opera fudge, and just heroin, I guess. Is what,
three of my favorite things.
Those are the Lebanon staples, dude.
Bologna.
Yes, oh,
But
man.
his line was,
that
do
entire pizza.
you need some omeprazole? I have some heart reflux medication upstairs. if
That
you
would be
need
great because I
reflux
did
meds.
just get a
Do you
little
need to
extra
pause this
pizza
so we
in my
get
mouth.
some?
I actually, yeah. Let's take a quick break because
I
want to get a drink of water. All right, we're back, everybody. We got our omeprazole. We got our antacids in our body. I ate an entire pepperoni pizza earlier, and it was really coming back up. It was a delicious pizza for sure, but yeah, it was not sitting well. So we're better. We got hydrated. We got medicine in our bodies, in our old bodies, and we're back on the Bloomsburg Fair and growing up in the carnival, and Harvey's nuts.
The barking from all the carnies growing up.
Yeah, Harvey's nuts. Henry's nuts.
Well, Harvey. Harvey was the.
I like Henry's nuts better. I don't. There's just a little less hair on him. Anyway, he's
across. He's in bleachers near Coors, and so there's a cotton candy stand that's been there.
Okay.
From the dawn of time. It's at the very front of when you come out of the grandstand. You wouldn't know. You've never been to Bloomsburg Fair. I think it's the East Gate. I'm not sure. But when you come out of the grandstand...
I've driven by it many times.
Towards the bleachers where the Amish and Barrett's Fudge is. Across from there's a cotton candy stand at the front. That's my stand.
The cotton candy stand?
The cotton candy. That's been there forever.
That's yours?
That's mine.
You own it?
I do not own it. It's the family's, but...
But you run it?
I ran it for a long time. Yeah.
So you don't ever go back for like nostalgia like over the summer?
Yeah,
you're just like,
absolutely.
Yo, can I come work the fair with you?
Yep, I did this past summer. Yeah, I was between jobs.
Yeah.
This past summer, but absolutely,
but
I went out and bagged cotton candy. Mm-hmm.
Can I? Am I allowed?
Yes.
Am I a made man now? Can I participate in
you're in the inner circle.
Nice.
When these mics shut off, I'll tell you the secrets.
Okay. Nice.
But Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey's nuts.
Growing up, his line...
A little hairier than Henry's.
Hot nuts, peanuts. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
That was his bark. And it was like, it's just embedded in my brain.
Hot
nuts, peanuts.
That's how I try to lure the women in, too. Hot nuts, penis. It's a little different, but...
We had a lady that worked for us from New York. She was with us forever.
Yeah.
Just like I grew up with her son, and she used to yell. Do you remember when they started deep frying Oreos?
I don't remember when it started, but I'm glad that it did.
It's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
If you've never had a deep fried Oreo, they are so good.
Deep fried ice cream is my jam.
Oh,
that's where I'm at.
I had that at a Mexican restaurant once.
Yeah, deep fried, but continue.
She'd be like, Oreos. We'd be
it sounds like a parrot.
Oreos in her like Western New York accent. She's from Buffalo.
Oh, Beefalo, dude.
Beefalo.
Yeah.
Oreos.
Buffalo, Western New York is weird. It's a lot like Western Pennsylvania. Like, because like especially like if you look at Pittsburgh and Buffalo, they're two very similar cities.
Yeah, they are.
I went up to Buffalo to visit a friend who lives up there, and I was walking around. I was just like, wow, like this is. Well, first of all, I got lost trying to go into the city because I never
metallic and gritty.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the people
it's very much like
like
Pittsburgh.
Gritty.
Yeah,
got grit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you could say the same about Philly, but
oh my god, yeah, yeah, they've got grit.
Depending on where you are, in Philly,
it's a different grit, but they've got grit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, tell me more about
Oreo.
Yeah. Tell me more about the carnival. Like
1992, we introduced blue candied apples.
Ooh, blue candied apples.
Blue candied apples, and we are still the only place at the fair that sells blue and purple and red candied apples.
Is that just food coloring or is it a different flavor?
No, it's a flavor.
Okay.
It's blue raspberry, yeah.
Yeah, and then so what? Typically candy apples are just
cherry.
Caramel. Oh, they're cherry. Okay.
Yeah, we sell caramel apples.
Yeah.
And we have fudge apples.
Ooh, fudge apples.
There you dip the apple in the fudge.
Yeah.
Peanut butter, chocolate fudge.
That sounds really good.
It is actually very delicious.
I mean, apples are good by themselves. Like, I'm a big fan of apples in general. So
yeah, we're the only concessionaires, like, at least fudge. Like, there's some competition at the Bloomsburg Fair for fudge. At least one other person. Sometimes there's some Yahoo under the grandstand who starts selling fudge, but it's like stuff that they bought somewhere else and they decided to resell it.
They came down to Lebanon and got some opera fudge, and they're like, "Yo, you gotta try." I can't believe no one's ever like
opera fudge.
God damn, dude.
I mean, I need to know the difference.
Opera fudge
I don't understand. Like,
is it's like a cream filling wrapped in fudge.
Oh, okay.
Wrapped in like a dark chocolate fudge.
Have you ever had like those I can't remember the name of the brand, but they're like little caramel chews with like a creamy center.
Oh, they're like cowtails, but not cowtails.
But that's the fudge. Like the fudge is like a cowtail.
No.
But the candy that we're trying to say, do you know what the candy I'm talking about?
Yes.
They're like cowtails, but cut up. Yeah.
No, the opera fudge. Yeah, like it's a similar texture, the cream filling in the inside of the opera fudge, but it is a Lebanon, Pennsylvania delicacy. No, it really is. Like, it's Van Winkle's opera fudge. I'm pretty sure I graduated high school with the grandson of the woman who makes them in her like home. But it is it's definitely like Lebanon centric, but I think central Pennsylvania is like, it's expanded a little bit to like central PA, the opera fudge. Because like, I don't know if you know Wirtz Candies. Wirtz Candies is in Lebanon as well. I think they make some opera fudge, but it's just so fucking. It's super rich and creamy and delicious, and it's only
everything I want. To be.
It's so good because it's not like the fudge is really only the outer layer. And then it's like a cream filling on the inside. So
is
like,
it only one flavor, like chocolate fudge, or are there like peanut butter fudge?
No. It's all
vanilla?
like a dark chocolate fudge.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like, do you know Wilbur Buds? Do you know Wilbur chocolates? Ah, jeez, you're so deprived of your sweets, man. Wilbur Buds are awesome. Wilbur chocolates was in Lidditz, is where they
we played Lidditz.
You played Lidditz?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's Bean Soup Festival.
The Bean Soup Festival. I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest.
We used to call it Bean Slop because it was always like really muddy.
Oh, for rugby?
No.
Oh, you didn't for soccer? For
Oh, sorry, that's in McClure. My bad. The McClure Bean Soup Festival and Fair. But there is a fair in Lidditz. I'm Googling.
Yeah, but what do you mean play? What did you play?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, I'm like...
That's Carnie term. It's Carnie slang.
Okay.
For, like, that's oh my god, I just almost used another slang term.
That's fine.
So
keep going.
A spot is a carnival or a fair.
Yeah,
so when I say we played a spot, I'm saying like
so
we worked.
Yeah,
that
it's
fair
like if you were in a
carnival.
band and you're like, yeah, we played that gig. It's
yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Or if, like me as a comedian, I'm like, I
Lidditz.
did Helium, the other night, blah, blah, blah. Which, anyone from Helium listening, if you'd like me to be able to say that I did Helium the other night, I'd like to be able to say that too. So maybe toss me a bone. Throw me a freaking bone here.
Bone.
That's what they like to hear. They like to hear you quote Austin Powers villains on your podcast. That's how you get booked. I don't know if you knew that, but that's how it works. So, okay, back to being a carny. And I love that I can call you that, and you're just like, yeah, no, that's how you described yourself to me. Like, you're like, I
don't mean to shock you, but
I want you to know that I'm a carny. I was like, wait, what? Like, yeah, no, I grew up with the carnival. Okay.
When I went
nice to meet you too.
So I went to the line of work I'm in. I work in electronic health records, and I work on a very specific piece of software.
Mm-hmm.
And we go out to Wisconsin to get certified on this software. And I went out there, and they were doing like this icebreaker where they're like, tell us something interesting about yourself.
Oh no.
I get the microphone. Like the day before, I was in the process. This tooth isn't real. This isn't my real tooth. It's a veneer. But the day before I left for Wisconsin, was like in transition of getting this done. So they took the cast of my tooth and then they just put like a temporary crown on there.
Okay.
So I went out to Wisconsin with this temporary crown. And I get to campus and I'm going into this class to get certified and they do the icebreaker thing and my tooth pops off.
Oh no.
And they're like, "Tell us something interesting about yourself."
Well,
I have one tooth missing out of my face.
Well, let me tell you, I done grewed up with the.
I was like, I was raised by the circus with my one tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, raised by the circus.
Raised by the circus. It sounds. I mean, there's the title of your book, really.
Raised by the circus.
Raised by the circus.
I'll think about it. It sounds.
But it's not really.
I mean, it's the best that we've come up with.
It wasn't really a circus though. It was more like carnivals.
Yeah, that's just the joke. Like,
yeah.
We joke around like the concessionaires and stuff that I grew up with. The men that like watched me grow up.
Right.
When I'd have a boyfriend, they'd all be like, "Did you tell him you're raised by the circus? Did she tell you she was raised by the circus? Because she's been raised by the circus."
Weird.
Maybe that's why not. Like now, I'm like conditioned to just tell people, "Listen, I have to tell you something."
Yeah. Before you find out,
I'm basically an American gypsy.
Yeah. Do you know magic? Do you know any spells or curses or hexes?
I can't talk about that.
Oh.
I'm totally kidding.
No. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's always the well, actually, I think that's how it came out because we watched Mirror Mask, and they were remember,
okay.
and they were
Yeah.
like raised. They were circus. They worked in the circus.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of like magic involved.
That's such a good movie. I forgot about that.
It's fucking cool. We were so hungover that day.
Pancake would never taste so good in my life.
Yeah, French toast. I think I had or waffles. No, you got me a waffle. That's right. That's Lee's a great friend, everybody. By the way, because she lets me crash at her house when I'm too drunk to leave the city, and then she wakes up and goes to the diner.
Hungry?
Yeah.
You want some coffee?
Yeah. I'm like passed
4
out.
in the morning?
Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Passed out on the couch. She's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm going to go get breakfast. You want anything?" "Oh, yeah, a waffle." "A waffle, please."
Waffle for you.
Yeah. I guess that's the hospitality that comes with being raised by the circus, huh?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I credit a lot of my sanity to the fucking carnival.
Yeah. I don't know if I call it sanity necessarily, but your ability to like handle a lot of shit.
Yes.
I would get like just
My
people.
grit.
Yeah, deal with people basically. You can.
If you knew me so we used to work in Buffalo.
Okay.
In the summers, and there's Williamsville is a little neighborhood in Buffalo that's just full of the richest, nastiest fuckers on the planet.
Oh, it's like the burbs.
If
the
you
burbs
have,
of Buffalo.
If you have any listeners from Williamsville, New York, go fuck yourself.
You
I've
hear
hated you since I was 4. You're the worst human beings on this planet, and I hope I never see you again.
And I have vicariously begun to hate you now too. Just so you know,
they were just nasty, really rich, entitled.
Yeah,
people.
like real entitled, spoiled rich kids that no one anywhere you find them, you don't like them. So
I speak German.
Fuck you.
I kind of rusty speak Russian. I know basic Romanian. I speak English, obviously. I know sign language. I'm an educated person. I have a master's degree. But those motherfuckers, just because I was working behind a counter in a fried dough stand, assumed that I was just this piece of trash.
Yeah, dumb
just
white
a dumb
trash carny.
Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just awful people. But
oh, you should have fucking taken them for some shit. Like
you
should have scammed them or some shit, dude. Like they have rich people are so easy to scam because they're just like, oh yeah, I'll throw money at whatever.
Well, teenage me was like, oh, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Now that I'm old enough to know I can get over people like that.
Yeah. that you're like, oh wait, they're terrible people, and
they'd want like 20 napkins for like a funnel cake, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't fucking need 20 napkins for a funnel cake. But
yeah, this costs us money, dicks.
17-year-old me was like, no, go fuck yourself. There's no napkins for you. Go away. But now I'd be like, 25? Does 25 sound good? Tip?
Right,
Tip
right.
In your money?
Yeah, but I like 17-year-old Lee better.
17-year-old Lee was the one who
That
I hid the napkins.
I didn't know. She told me she was 18-year-old Lee. I thought I didn't know she was 17. Anyway,
17, 18.
Yeah.
Teenage me.
No, I
had the napkins up above the counter, and I'd look them in the face, and I'd be like, "I don't have any napkins." And they'd be like, "You don't have any napkins?" No, I don't have any napkins.
Yeah.
And then 11 o'clock, they would usher everybody, because in New York, the carnivals could have beer. They would have a beer tent, and they would usher all the drunks and the drunk rich people off of the island where the carnival was, and I'd grab the napkins down. I'd be hanging out of the window, dancing with the napkins in their faces as they were leaving. Did you enjoy your fucking funnel cake?
Yeah, but who needs a napkin for funnel cakes, dude?
No, you wipe it on your jeans like everybody else.
No, you don't. You fucking lick your fingers, dude. You get that.
Yeah, but then you go.
Yeah. You get that sweet powdered sugar in the gums, and you fucking. Oh, yeah.
Well, nobody could have. They're probably not going to. People listening won't find that as fun because they didn't see my dance with my napkins.
It's okay. Imagine.
Should have brought out the camera.
Imagine a dance with napkins. It's.
I was dancing, hanging out of the window.
This is the part of the podcast where I like to encourage my listeners to let their imaginations run wild. So, just picture yourself dancing with those napkins, and decide what you want that dance to be. Because it's all about you. This podcast is all about you. This is my ASMR voice. I think it's pretty good. I don't know about you guys. Actually, I think it's pretty fucking creepy if I just keep talking like this. Was that the Jason's Gonna Murder Someone song? All right, we've definitely gone off the rails here.
Williamsville's full of awful people.
Yeah. Do you have any other stories in particular that you would like to relay to the listeners about growing
New York
up
is
in the
just,
carnival?
Yeah, most of it was Buffalo. Like Buffalo is full of some crazy ass people. They're good people, but they're crazy.
Right.
There was I think it was my aunt could probably confirm this. I think I was 11 at the time, but because of the beer tent, always late at night, they were always drunk, and some dude, like my only job, I got paid $75 per carnival. I mean, okay. I was 11.
Like, spot or just for like.
I like that you said it. Yeah, per spot.
Dude, listen,
I'd get $75. Well,
I know
they
how
were
the
like
gig
little
economy
weekends.
works.
Carnivals were usually like a Friday through Sunday thing.
Yeah.
On the weekends, and then you would move everything, and you would just travel around Rochester. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Rochester, Buffalo area. And
I'm yawning a little bit. She's not boring me. I'm just. We drank early. We day drank today, and now it's catching up on me. Yeah. Now I'm just like, I'm not drunk anymore. I'm just sleepy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Oh yeah.
It just pick.
We're
at like
Rush.
an hour and a half.
Rush, New York.
So pick one or two stories, and then we can wrap this up. Unless you got time to go, yeah. I figured you could probably talk about the fucking circus for like 3-4 hours if you really wanted to. So
could. Absolutely.
Pick right now. Pick your second favorite story.
My second favorite story, probably hands down, when I don't want to use his name, and it's funny because the dude, he was in. Have you seen the movie The Natural?
Yeah, Robert Redford. Fuck yeah, dude, with Wonder Boy.
At the very end, when
I'm a baseball fan, Lee.
So the pitcher at the very end, I know him.
Okay.
He was a Carnie. Yeah.
Okay.
Carnie. And those guys, he was one of the Buffalo crew. They were drinkers.
Yeah. That's what you do in Buffalo.
He
That's just what you do in Buffalo.
He definitely running through the beer tent. They used to have like gambling also.
Okay.
Running through it with 2 beers, tripped and fell. Took it to the face.
Ooh.
Didn't spill any beer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a man
beer up-
right there.
And like I'm pretty sure he broke his jaw. Like something. I was young. I was
Yeah.
really young, so I didn't actually even see it happen. This is just like a story that gets passed down. But it was him, and he fell, and I'm pretty sure he broke his jaw just to save the beer.
He just took one to the chin from the ground.
Yeah, and saved the beer.
And had two beers in his hand, tripped.
Yep.
Got the ground punched him
It was
in
either
the
his
jaw.
nose or his jaw. Something was broken in his face.
I'm gonna say,
That was
because unless he fell like with his jaw
Probably
protruding,
his jaw, I think.
I was gonna say it's probably nose because
nose.
that's the first thing to hit the ground.
Yeah, I don't know, but he was fucked.
Yeah, dude.
And the beer lived.
The beer
that's
survived. I mean, that's a hero. That's a
Or,
man's man right there.
So teardown is always a fun experience. Teardown is when it's the last night of the carnival.
Mhm.
Everybody leaves, and it's. I encourage you if you're ever.
Is this a Carney thing, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
Do
You
they
can
do
just
that?
roll with it. I'm sure someone does somewhere.
Sorry, she had toothpicks sitting on the
It's
table.
for my
here.
resin art. I do resin art. I use that to
Resin
like
art.
spiral the paint and
These
stuff.
are clean though, right?
Yeah. Those are good. They're from dollar store. I don't know how. It's like probably Chinese. Like you're gonna die of cancer.
Coronavirus.
You now have cancer in your mouth.
No, I have the,
You
I
now
have the
have
coronavirus. Sweet. That's how they got you. Toothpicks.
Shit,
That's
now
how
I
they
forgot
got
the
you.
story I was gonna tell.
It was your favorite story. It was
no, it wasn't a favorite. But
it was
it was
the
something
third
off
favorite.
of what I was talking. Oh
off
shit!
of the guy who was in The Natural,
Yeah.
who fell and broke his face.
Broke his face
somehow.
up for some. Oh no, it's gone.
Oh no!
Oh, tear down.
Yes, tear down. Yes.
I encourage you if you ever see it's the last night of the carnivals, hang out after it closes. Dollar store.
Yeah. Sorry, the toothbrush.
The
toothbrush.
The toothpick just like crumbled in his face.
Yeah, I was going for toothpick, almost said toothpaste, and then said toothbrush, and neither of those words are correct. Anyway, tear down. I would keep interrupting your story. I'm so sorry. Tear down. I'm gonna get another one.
So, did you ever see like on the Ferris wheels at the fair, the big ones, the jumbo wheels?
Yeah, I've seen a Ferris wheel.
I just held back from kicking him under the table. The big jumbo wheels though.
Yeah,
Jumbo Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's usually. Did you ever notice towards the center? There's usually some tires.
Yes. Yeah.
That like kind of control the goes
rotation.
around.
Yeah.
And so those tires at teardown once, and this is the only time I've ever seen anything like this happen. Because usually, like, if you watch the carnival tear down, like when they take the rides down and stuff, they move so fast and so like it's really kind of fun to watch them do it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have like
everything
method.
just collapses and
Yeah.
they all move fast and they're yelling and everything's just so exciting. And the one time when they were tearing down the wheel, one of those tires, they were like, you have to use it to kind of rotate the wheel, and one of those tires went flying off of the Ferris wheel and just like thump, 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 down the midway, and we're all like, somebody's gonna die. Like,
so that's just a silly memory that you have.
just popped in my head when I was thinking about.
That's weird how things like that
teardown
happen. Because like, not to be a dick, describing it to me, I was like, it doesn't sound that funny. But for I
mean,
you,
it's not meant to be a funny story. It's just an anecdote that like
it
was just interesting. Like I've never seen the ride like fucking come flying at somebody.
Does anybody still run like the Gravitron and stuff like that? Like those things where you like spin around in a circle?
Yeah.
And it like centrifugal forces you up against the wall.
Yeah,
I was always too afraid to ride those.
don't wear it. This past summer in North Carolina, the one, like, it's not the Gravitron that like at Knoebels, the enclosed Gravitron.
Yeah.
Not that one, but like the open air ones.
Okay.
Where it's like it's the same thing where it's like this wheel, but it spins and you like.
But there's
to the wall.
you're not like closed in.
Yeah, you're not closed in. It's just an open one.
Which seems, I don't know if that's more or less dangerous.
I would call it more dangerous.
Yeah. She's an expert. So
there was one in North Carolina at one of the spots I was working, and I had never seen this before, and I was raised out on the carnival, and we never, but someone vomited from the ride.
Yeah, those are never. That's
we
never
were
fun.
Under the ride. None of the vomit came into the stand or anything, but I just knew it happened because all of a sudden there was water like flying down from the ride, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And he's like, "It's just the vomit bucket." And I was like, "The vomit bucket?" And they're like, "Yeah, the buckets that they keep near the rides to dump all the vomit off of the ride." And I was like, I've never seen that. For some reason, I've never seen anybody vomit on the rides. I mean, it happens, obviously, but I've never in 30 some years have seen anybody vomit on a ride.
I'm actually getting really disappointed because in myself, because my stomach's becoming a little more sensitive as I get older. Like, I never liked stuff like that. I never liked the spinny rides, like the things that make you dizzy and want to throw up.
My
I never liked that.
parents used to put me on them to fall asleep.
Really?
Yep. Leo. Well, it doesn't matter. You don't know his last name, but Leo, they call him ride jocks.
Okay.
One of the ride jocks. She's not asleep, Lynn. And my mom would be like,
really?
Take her around again. Until I'd fall asleep.
Like the Gravitron?
Not the Gravitron. No,
okay.
it was like a little kiddie ride where it was like a sleigh on like chains, and then it would just go in a circle really slow, and the kids. It was just a kiddie ride.
It was like swings.
Yeah. But it was like a sleigh.
Because I used to love the. I don't know what they're called everywhere.
Try me.
The Scrambler.
Yeah, I mean
that's one of the names of it. Yeah, the thing that has like 3 cars and it like spins around and
it's kind of like the what is the one? It's really it's got clowns on it, but they're like carts and they spin, and they're on a larger platform that itself spins. Oh
yeah, it's not those. The dizzy drums is what I know those as, or teacups. It's like the teacups.
Well,
at Knoebels.
It is like teacups. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of, but it hasn't. I'm killing myself here because I know the name of this fucking ride.
I thought you were an expert.
All carnivals have this ride.
I thought you were an expert.
I know.
Yeah, so like every amusement park and carnival has this ride that I'm talking about too, the Scrambler. Like,
yep.
That was like my favorite when I was a kid, but now even like then I grew to like roller coasters, which is kind of the only ride that I like to ride anymore.
I love roller coasters.
So like
I didn't when I was young though.
Yeah,
I was
same.
a bitch bag when I was young.
And then someone convinced me to go on the Phoenix at Knoebels, and I was like, "Oh, I like roller coasters."
What a roller coaster to fucking be introduced to!
The last time I was on it, what was that?
I almost went flying out of it.
Yeah.
I'm 100. I'm not like a tiny chick.
Right.
I'm not big, but I mean I'm thick.
Yeah, 2 C's. 2 C's. Just like our bartender, baby. 2 C's on that thick.
And I almost went flying out of it. I'm like, I can't even imagine being a child on this ride.
We went with friends. This is when my friend was still dating his ex-girlfriend. We went one time. I was real hungover that day. I felt like horrible. Like that kind of hungover where it's just
I should ride the Phoenix.
No, like actually that's what made me feel better because it got like
really?
It gave me an adrenaline rush. So like then I was all like amped and I felt better. But no, we went my friend's girlfriend's friend. We were the only 2 single people and it was all couples. So it was kind of like, oh well, we're ride buddies, and she's a real good looking girl. So I was happy about it.
I'm good with this.
Yeah. So we're riding, we go on the Phoenix. That was like the first ride that we all decided to go on. And at like the end when you have like the bunny hops, the bunny hills. That's what I
little
call them.
ones.
Yeah, that like throw you out of your seat.
Yeah.
I literally like we're coming up and I got tossed up and I was out of the car. Like
this place is gonna get sued.
My legs were like pinned up against the lap bar. My cigarettes flew out of my pocket, hit her in the face. She caught them, and then we're coming in, and there's like the supports. Like, you know, you go in like the little tunnel of like the wooden supports for the rest of the roller coaster.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
but it's like eye level with me, and
this is how I die.
At the last second, I just grabbed. I did like a reverse pull up, like an arm curl on the fucking lap bar to like pull myself back down into the seat. I thought I was gonna be decapitated. Like I thought I was just gonna smack my head off of that fucking cross beam. And die. And then we get off and she's like, hey, I caught your cigarettes for me.
She caught him?
Yeah, she caught him.
Heroes.
Smacked her right in the face and she caught him. Because like I remember like feeling all the shit coming out of my pockets. Yeah, and I look over and she's got this look on her face like I can't do the look because I don't have video. But yeah, she wasn't too happy about it, but I was pleased. I was pleased.
Thank you for catching my cigarettes.
Yeah, sorry they hit you in the face, but you know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Any more great awesome stories from the carnival?
I mean, yeah, but
nothing you want to talk about?
I mean, I mean, you didn't find the tire flying through the air funny. I don't think.
Don't. My listeners are a lot dumber than I am, though. So they might find it hilarious. I don't know.
And we all just unsubscribe.
Yeah, all 12 of them are gone. I'm down to 0. No, I'm starting to hit a little wall here too. I think I need to go get another drink or something to keep my buzz going. Because otherwise I'm just gonna get sleepy and I'll fall asleep.
It's only 8:30.
Yeah, exactly. We were day drinking, dude. Oh, it's 8:30 though.
I feel like it's midnight.
Well, but this is your bedtime. 8:30 is like your bedtime. Yeah. So, you know, I think this is a fun episode. I think we eventually made it to talking about the carnival, which is what we wanted to talk about in the first place. So, you know, we got to give ourselves credit for that. And I hope that was loud enough.
Patted myself on the back.
Smacked herself. I just beat herself on the back. All right. That's enough.
Just making sure.
I wasn't paying attention to see if it picked up either. So, yeah.
Want me to do it again?
Go for it.
No,
Give it
I don't want to.
Oh, yeah. Now that I'm okay with it, you're like, no. Oh, yeah. It's picking up good. Hell yeah, dude. You hear that?
Thank God these mics could hear you fapping.
Yeah. Is that how you do it? Is that how you fap? There you go. You had that the whole time. You had
that was way easier.
Oh my God. You guys, this has been Human Interaction. I'm your host, Andrew Hamilton. That is my guest, Lee Martin.
I'm your host, Lee Martin.
No, I'm the host. You're the guest.
I'm your host now. I am your host now.
Okay, she took it. She took the podcast from me, guys. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll talk to you guys later or something.
Grew up in the last parade.